Dakar 2001 is actually Aris Dakar, as the start will take place some 120 miles to the north of France's capital city. Now in its 24th year, the Dakar Rally still has an aura like no other motorsport event on the planet, producing enormous emotions poles apart for everyone involved in the event, from rider to driver, mechanic to journalist. Running from the 28th of December through to the 13th of January 2002, the route comprises of some 14 stages through 5 countries of over 10,000 kilometres. Initially in France, and then moving over to Madrid for the very first time, then down, crossing the Straits of Gibraltar into Morocco. 3 stages in Morocco, followed by 6 stages in Mauritania, including the rest day on the 6th of January. The last 2 stages are in Senegal, before the finish of the Dakar on the 13th of January. Kicking off from Arras in the north of France, the first road section takes the crews down to Châteauroux. On the evening of the 28th of December, a road section of some 441 kilometres. Scrutineering kicked off the preparations for the event, starting on Boxing Day, the 26th of December, and also on the 27th as well. An enormous amount of work being put in by the organising body for the Dakar Rally to check everybody, motorcycle and truck and cars and competitors, checking their distress beacons, and some teams getting well into the spirit. A final farewell with loved ones for many people. And even Heinz Kinnegartner putting the finishing touches on the brand new KTM. Thousands of people turned out to see the scrutineering and to catch up with the crews, with the riders, with the drivers. Fabrizio Mioni, winner in 2001, the Italian signing many autographs in Arras, riding a brand new V-twin machine this year. He says it's a lot harder to ride, a bit more of maybe even a dangerous machine, but I'm looking forward to it.
Pericolosa, un pochino anche più faticosa, ma quando si decide di accelerare l'importante è farlo, perché la moto effettivamente in quel caso lì, quando vuoi andare al massimo, la moto ti asseconda.
He is in the KTM factory team alongside fellow Italian Giovanni Sala, riding the 950cc twin. What about the singles? Well, in the Gauloise KTM squad, we have Richard Sank, Cyril Desprez, Alfie Cox and Jean Brucy.
I think we have the best team, myself, because we have one rider, Jean Brucy, to look for us, and the Spanish team and the Italian team have nobody. So I think for the Dakar, it's very important to have somebody looking for your shoulder every day. And I'm very happy, and I think we wait for a few days into the rally before we make a, I don't know what you call it, maybe maximum attack.
Il y a beaucoup de KTM, je pense que la course va être
Richard Sank saying it's going to be very, very close, particularly with me on the single. South Africa's Alfie Cox, he's on his familiar single.
Casco.
Whilst former BMW rider last year, Spaniard Nani Roma. Now, he retired last year when he fell off just before the rest day, broke his leg. But he said it's a very good team in which I'm in, the Repsol team. I've got a lot of friends, particularly in Jordi Arcaron's, and I believe I've got the best people around me as a team to go on and win. That's very important. So Nani Roma, Jordi Arcaron's, Isidre Esteve, and also Carlos de Gavado in the Repsol YPF Telefonica Movistar KTM team. But what of the others? Well, there's Deutsche Post with Kari Tiernan and Andrea Meyer, and also Didier Puy alongside Frédéric Moncassin and Francois Flick with the German-prepared Touratech KTM squad. PG Lundmark, he's moved from a KTM onto a Boxer twin BMW. He says he wants more power. He's certainly going to get it. However, everyone has to keep their fingers crossed.
This summer, what was your impression after this?
Really sad. It was a great guy, and you know, last year I drive KTM and I ended up without fuel when it was 35 kilometers left, and all the KTM guys, they just boom, blow away. And Deacon come and he stopped and say, "Oh, PG, you need some fuel," and he give me, and I said, "I promise you I give you back, but it's not possible now." Really like the guy.
Quand j'ai appris ça, ça
Richard Sank saying, well, I heard about it, I was shocked.
Un copain.
He was a friend.
On a roulé 2 saisons ensemble.
We did 2 seasons together at BMW, and he had a real sense of humour, always happy and always a pleasure to be with him in the evening at the bivouac. It's a shame for the sport in general. We lost a real friend. I think of him even
Ce qui lui est
now.
arrivé, c'est vraiment, je dirais, c'est vraiment terrible. Et puis c'est difficile pour le sport de la moto, parce qu'on a perdu un grand copain, et c'est vrai qu'il m'arrive souvent d'y penser à lui. Oui.
So this is the first Dakar without British rider John Deacon, who lost his life last summer whilst on the Masters Rally in Syria. The 39-year-old Works BMW rider was a multiple British Enduro champion who turned his hand to the Dakar for the first time in '97 before finishing 6th in '99 and 6th last year and the best non-KTM in 2001. He worked tirelessly to promote the Dakar Rally within the UK and was Britain's leading motorcycle rally raid rider. Loyal to his region of Saltash in Cornwall, he leaves a wife and 2 children to whom we all extend our sympathies. Many of his competitors will miss Deacon's competitive nature this year. Winner of the Dakar in 2001 in the motorbike section was Italian master Fabrizio Mioni. 2 wheels very much part of his life. Having turned a professional rider for KTM in 1997, he lives in the village of Castiglione Fiorentino, just to the south of Florence in Tuscany, Italy.
Abitare in Toscana e in particolare a Castiglione Fiorentino, una piccola cittadina, a me aiuta tantissimo. Aiuta tanto sul piano fisico, perché anche allenarsi qua è di aiuto per il clima, che durante l'anno è sempre più o meno sempre buono, e in più aiuta sul piano psicologico, perché ovviamente dà l'aiuto necessario, la concentrazione che occorre avere.
He only made his debut on the Dakar in '92 as an amateur, achieving 3-stage victories. But on the KTM Works bike, he took the Austrian-built machine to victories in the Rally of Egypt, Tunisia, Dubai and on the Master. Practicing in the hills near his home, Fabrizio has a brand new bike for this year, the V-twin 950cc KTM LC8. More power, but bigger and
La
heavier.
bicilindrica è una moto che
The twin is
è
a
più
big
grande,
bike with more weight,
più
but of course
più
more power.
pesante, però ha anche tantissimi
advantage
cavalli.
is that we
Di
can go quicker
conseguenza
when it
si
is not
sfrutta,
too
si riesce ad
technical
andare più forte
and
che con
smooth.
il monocilindrico quando
However, a
il
single
percorso
is
è
always good
veloce,
in
soprattutto
most
nella sabbia,
situations
nel
when the
deserto
stage is
aperto, quando ci
maybe a
sono
little
pochi
tighter,
ostacoli.
a bit more technical,
Al contrario, il
or over the rocks,
monocilindrico
or,
è una
of course, in particular,
moto
through the
oramai
soft
testatissima,
sands.
che va bene un po' dappertutto, soprattutto nei passaggi tecnici, nelle pietre, nelle montagne e nel deserto, quando ci sono dei passaggi molto difficili e lenti nella sabbia.
The battle will certainly between Mioni and the single-cylinder KTM this year, similar to the 660cc LC4 that he took to victory last year. He and fellow Italian Giovanni Sala will be the only riders on the brand new twin.
Senz'altro ancora mi sento la voglia dentro di correre, di fare bene, è nel mio carattere di dare il massimo, anche quando vado ad allenarmi in moto o in bicicletta o in palestra, do sempre il massimo perché proprio fa parte di me fare questo, quindi a maggior ragione lo farò sulla Dakar e cercherò di fare come sempre perché è anche il modo per me più divertente di correre.
Ever away on rallies, Mione enjoys the home life and being able to spend time with his wife Eleanor and his son John. Fitness is everything whilst riding the terribly physically demanding machines, but he even allowed himself a little Parma ham over the Christmas period. So how does his wife view it all whilst he's away on the rallies?
Certamente in determinate situazioni viene più fuori ancora l'uomo, viene fuori la tua forza interiore, perché la tua forza viene dal fatto che a te piace tantissimo andare con la moto, sei un appassionato di moto e quindi te quando sei sulla moto, a parte i primi giorni che magari hai della tensione addosso, però dopo mi sembri nato sopra la moto, mi sembri proprio un tutt'uno sempre con la moto e quindi ti scopro felice. Io sopra la moto a te ti scopro ancora più felice che a casa, perché so che è la tua grande passione, perché te hai fatto della moto la tua vita quasi.
Emotions were high at the finish last year for the Mione family. Expect him to want more of the same this time around by the time we reach the shores of Lac Rose. The cars were next through the scrutineering bays in Arras over the last couple of days. Schlesser and Shinazuka with Servia all making their final preparations. Hubert Auriol, the Grand Master of the Dakar Rally, as always in the thick of it, as the seals were put on the air restrictors and also on the blocks of the engines. Checking of driving licenses for even Jutta Kleinschmidt, the winner of the car section last year, the first lady driver to win the Dakar Rally.
Für mich ist es natürlich toll, weil ich jetzt die letzte Dakar gewonnen habe.
She says that since I won the Dakar, I'm really quite a celebrity. People recognizing me everywhere, asking for photographs, asking for autographs. And, well, I quite like that. I can only hope that I will win again this year. The other Mitsubishis include Hiroshi Mashioka, leading up until the penultimate day last year until he made that mistake.
It's developed beginning of this year. So weight is 100 kilogram is less and engine is more torque. So everywhere is a small modified. So now is a completely good finish.
Jean-Pierre Fontenay is once more in a Mitsubishi. The team having completed a very successful test in the north of France on the 19th of December in temperatures of some -8 degrees. Former winner Kenjiro Shinazuka. He's got a new co-driver this year, Fred Gallagher not with him, it's Delazotti for him, and Portugal's Carlos Sousa. He'll be in the similar L200 that he had last year. But what about Jean-Louis Schlesser, the two-time winner in 99 and 2000? Well, he is driving a 1.9 turbo diesel machine. He says that we've done some 4,000 kilometers of tests with the new engine and also 300 hours of testing on the test bed with the engine. The consumption of the diesel is obviously going to be low, and we're going to go with less fuel than the others. What about the power? Well, we're going to have some 200 brake horsepower, but 300 pounds-foot torque. We have a good weapon. He also has a new teammate in the shape of Belgian Stefan Onraad and also Servia, although Servia will be with a petrol V6. The Nissans have a brand new machine 3.5 litre V6 mid-engine machine built in South Africa. And Stefan Pederhansel, 6-time moto winner of the Dakar, he said we've got a brand new machine, brand new generation, clean sheet of paper. The mid-engine machine, we're hoping for a win. Maybe not this year, but hopefully next year. His teammate with the other mid-engine machine is 2-time World Rally Group N champion from Belgium, Grégoire de Mavius. Thierry Delaverne, he was not able to get one of the mid-engine machines, but he will be in the production category. Bruno Sarbi, he will be in one of the Pro Trucks once more, in the Ford machine. Radical tail end to this machine, as you can see.
Cette voiture avant était typée pour les
This car
californiennes.
Was very good for the Californian Baja races. It was good. But it would be impossible for us to take this machine and battle against the Mitsubishi. So we've made some changes and we can really only see what those changes will produce until we get into Africa. French pop star Johnny Hallyday, having sold 120 million albums, will be racing in the Dakar for the first time in his Nissan. He will have 3-time winner René Metsch alongside him. But we are also missing somebody from the car section this year. Ulrich Bremer, he passed away in September. The boss of the Mitsubishi team. Hubert Auriol says he was an important figure of the Dakar. We always saw his hat in the bivouac. Jean-Pierre Fontenay, he says that he gave me a real fighting spirit. He lived right up until the end of his life. Team manager of the Mitsubishi Rally Raid team, Bremer, he passed away in September after suffering a short illness of cancer. He was 61. He arrived on the Dakar in 1983 with Mitsubishi going on to win in 1985 with Patrick Zanaroli, the first win on the event for the Japanese manufacturer. Bremer also led the team's 1-2-3 clean sweep in 1992 on the Paris-Cape Town with Hubert Auriol taking the victory spoils. In 1993, Bruno Sarbi was victorious. But in 1994, there was drama in Mauritania. All night, the team battled through the worst dunes ever seen as others went around the edge of the stage. Arriving at the finish of the stage in the morning, they were told that the stage had been cancelled. After all that effort for nothing, Bremer pulled the team from the rally there and then. 1997 saw a win for Shinazuka. The same happening in 1998 with Fontenay. And of course, last year with Germany's Jutta Kleinschmidt. We will all miss him this year. Ulrich Bremer. Dakar 2001 saw Germany's Jutta Kleinschmidt victorious in her Mitsubishi Pajero, the first time a lady driver has beaten all the boys in the world's biggest and toughest motorsport event. Her and co-driver Andreas Schulz are back this year and a brand new car to defend their crown. The victory was very important for me. I have only good memories because it was a fantastic event and we did not really expect the result. We took the lead 2 days before the end and it was great. I could not believe it until I saw the flag and I crossed the line. The rest of 2001 saw her help Mitsubishi to a 4th consecutive Rally Raid crown, but now she returns to concentrate her efforts on the Dakar, but only after having been voted Germany's best motorsport driver, ahead of Michael and Ralf Schumacher.
Ja, also ich persönlich,
I'm happy to be the first lady to win the Dakar, but for me, it's not so important to have that accolade. The most important thing for me was to win in the first place, as it was always my dream. When I was a little girl, I always thought I could do the same thing as the boys, so I didn't consider that there was a big difference in what I have achieved. So naturally, I'm not surprised that a girl can win the Dakar. I'm proud to be the first lady to win it, which has proved that us girls can do it.
Aber natürlich freue ich mich oder bin stolz darauf, eine Frau zu sein und vielleicht auch zeigen zu dürfen, dass das sowohl Frauen als auch Männer natürlich können.
2 weeks ago, Jutta and her co-driver Andreas Schulz and the rest of the Works Mitsubishi team attended a physical training session in France to get them in tip-top shape for Dakar 2000. Alongside her was Shinazuka with Delizotti, Mashioka and Maimon, Fontenay and Picard.
Also ich denke, unser Team dieses Jahr ist wirklich gut vorbereitet.
I think that we are a very strong team. We saw that last year. For example, Mashioka is very quick. Fontenay and Shinazuka are also quick. Even more so now, after the test we had for the Dakar, we are all very motivated indeed. At the start, we all have the intention to win the rally, but if someone has a problem in Africa, which may hinder one of us, I'm sure that they would be very happy to help one of us for the rest of the event, and in this case, this will make us even stronger. Training in the pool was another part of the preparations for the German, as well as spending a week in the workshops learning more about the mechanics of the car and how to repair it herself ahead of the extreme circumstances expected on this year's Dakar.
Also eigentlich weiß ich noch nicht, was ich mache, wenn ich aufhöre mit dem Motorsport, weil ich bin
I don't know, however, what I'm going to do at the end of my career because I want to keep in motorsport for as long as possible. I just don't even think about retirement. In the jacuzzi was a time to relax for Jutta before her defence of the Dakar title, a rare moment of relaxation for this incredibly motivated lady in a man's world. The ships of the desert may be the camels, but there is nothing like the 12-ton, 700 brake horsepower trucks hammering through the dunes of the Dakar. Built to a level of strength greater than some civil engineering projects, they have to be seen to be believed. And this year should see the battle red hot for the prize, which was won by Carol Race last year in his Tatra, ahead of the Japanese Hino of Sugawara, who will compete in his 21st Dakar this year, after having started on bikes before cars and now the trucks. Austrian Johann Peter Reif was third last year in the German-built MAN, and this year he drives the same KTM Team MAN truck. We took a decision this year to build a brand new truck, and we are really using this year as a test to go for the win next time out. We really have gone back to basics with the building of the machine, which may well be less efficient for the Dakar in the greater scheme of things. We have more weight over the front wheels, which may cause us to drive a little slower, but I feel that all of the trucks will be more or less on a level, making it a little more open by the time we come to the Dakar finish. We'll see who comes out on top. Number 409, Vladimir Chigin, returns in his Kamaz Master after a strong showing last year. The Russian mate looking for victory with just one truck. Returning for the first time since 1988, when he had a big accident, is Dutchman Johannes de Rooij. He's got a completely new 11.6-litre straight-six DAF-based machine built in his own workshops with a ZF gearbox. He's got his son Gerardus alongside him. Tomorrow we'll see a road section of some 82 kilometres and then a short 6-kilometre stage at La Souterraine, and then a 530 kilometre road section down to Narbonne itself, the same place that the Dakar visited some 12 months ago.